Olá, hello. I'd like to apologize for interviewing Diego in English. I wish my Spanish was best than it is, but well, it's a pleasure to have Diego Ibañez from Botanical Solutions with us for the GreenTech interviews. And Diego was part of our event last year and is from Chile. He lives in Santiago. And I'd like to ask Diego if he can describe himself in one word. Can you do it, Diego?
Hi, Tiago. Thank you for the invitation on this conversation. In one word, difficult, but I think it's resilience could be a good word in terms to describe me.
Very good, Diego. This resonates a lot with, well, the entrepreneurial life, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little more about your experience. How did you get to Botanical Solutions? What was your, path uh, to arrive where you are?
Well, I'm a civil engineer, and I've been involved working around entrepreneurs and ventures since 2020, like 2004. Starting, I have started supporting some startups in Chile early this century, and I've been involved in different roles as a consultant, as an entrepreneur, as an investor, and now leading the Botanical Solution project that start in 2013 in Chile, and now our company is based in the US, and we have operation in Chile, Peru, Mexico, and in the US, and we're looking other markets to continue growing.
Very interesting. So you have started in 2013, and the company is now approaching other areas. But how did you have the idea? Why botanical solution? Why biofungicide?
Well, Botanical Solutions started in 2013, but it was a research done by Gustavo Zúñiga. He's a senior researcher that he started in the University of Santiago, doing some researching around the native plants of Chile, and he developed like a unique production platform based in tissue culture, and he started working with Quillaja saponaria. It's a Chilean endemic plant, and he started developing this idea in a lab. And after that, the main challenge was and he found some active ingredient within this specific way of growing Quillaja saponaria that that could help some agriculture managing diseases, and specifically where fungal diseases. And in Chile, we have the main one is the Botrytis cinerea, and he start having really good result at lab level, and then the challenge was to translate this good result in the lab into the field, and that is not so easy. That's really it's an important step to develop a technology. In the lab, the conditions are really controlled, but as we know in the field, it's really different, and the conditions are uncontrolled. So as I mentioned, this company have a history before the foundation, and that was done by Gustavo Zúñiga in his lab in the University of Santiago. And the first stage was focused in transfer these good results controlling fungal diseases in the lab into the field. After that, there is a challenge in terms. There was the main challenge was to have the registration, the sanitary registration, that was delivered by the sanitary authority in Chile. So after that, we can start selling our product as a biofungicide.
So now you overcome this challenge of registration and selling and the application in the field. What are the impacts of the solution that you are seeing? And also in terms of carbon, there are any impacts?
Well, I think we have to separate, because the product, our biofungicide, that the brand is Equilibrium. The impact of this product is to control these fungal diseases by using natural resources, not using chemical product. So our product can use it is used currently in conventional strategies mixed with chemical products. We have a really good efficacy with Equilibrium, but controlling with a natural tool. So that is the main impact of our product. So reduce the chemical molecules that are used in controlling this kind of diseases. In terms of the platform and how we produce our product, also it's important, because normally the extract are based in wild resources. So you have to go and harvest a wild forest, to have some raw materials, and from that raw materials take out the active ingredient. That's the normal or the traditional way of how extract are produced, and the difference that we produce our extract based in tissue and in tissue culture platform. So we don't rely our production on wild resources. We produce our own plants internally in our lab. So we have a really controlled way of how to produce this active ingredient. So we don't have to take out wild forest to protect an hectare of blueberries or strawberry or table grapes, for example. So we produce in a really sustainable way and in a really scalable way in terms of how we produce this product. So we have two views. First, our production platform, and then the impact of our product in the field.
Interesting. Looks like the challenges of the application of the developed technology in the lab that you mentioned in the field were big, but on the other hand, the raw material looks more controlled, and you can do it in a natural way and apply and scale in a good manner. What are the, for example, key metrics that you have in the company in terms of impact? Do you look for any kind of metric in terms of that? You mentioned removing chemicals. Do you remove like 100% of chemicals from the production?
No, well, our product is 100% organic. We have the main certification, the main global certification. So our product is 100% organic. That's one point. But second, it's important to mention that we think that there's no super products. So we have to play in a team because the agricultures have different kind of problems, and we're focused in one part of that problem. We're controlling fungal diseases. So the agriculture use like a complete strategy for all the season. So we are part of that strategy, and normally that strategy consider some chemical products. only in the organic agriculture. They can use chemicals, but that's a really small niche. It's growing, but still a really small niche. But so our product can use in organic strategy, and normally the agricultures that have that kind of agriculture, organic agriculture, they can use it. But normally this kind of product, the biological product, normally they also are used in chemical or more than chemical, in mixed strategies. So we are giving more tools for the agricultures to have a mixed strategy and not only a chemical based strategy. Traditionally, the agriculture are focused only in the chemical product, because the organic product or the biological product are only a few ones.
So the market for your product looks very well. It's big and also like starting, right? We know you just raised the Series A. Can you share a little bit of the process? Any advice to other entrepreneurs in the area? Well, I know you're resilient from beginning, so probably also learnings from that.
Yeah, well, only to mention, we're in a really big market, and the crop protection market is it's a huge market. Some studies mention that for 2025 it's going to be around 80 billions around the world. Specifically, the biological product in the crop protection, they are growing more than 50% annually. So it's a category that is growing, and that it's increasing the volume and how the agriculture are taking this kind of technology into their fields. In terms of the Series A, well, we at the beginning of this year we closed our Series A. That Series A was led by Otter Capital, a venture fund based in Palo Alto, California, and it was a really good process in terms of was a challenge, a really challenging process, and I think it's important to mention that always it's important to be focused in how to growth, in how to have a really a value proposition, thinking on the world, not only in a specific market. Obviously, you have to take a plan that considers specific and details, but important to reach an opportunity that can growth around globally. I think that mindset is really important to a different kind of financing round, independently if it's a seed round or a pre-seed round or a E-series round. I think the global mindset it's an important thing, and that could help to find your investors.
Very, very interesting, Diego. We are approaching the final time here for the interview. So I'd like to ask you, what are the key messages you would recommend for people interested in entering the green tech space and be an entrepreneur in the area?
Well, I think obviously resilience is an important characteristic, because this is a path that will have difficulties. But I think that I think you have to have flexibility. You have to be very strategy. You have to look at. You have to be a strategist in terms of choosing which are your battles, and because always resources are going to be will be you only will have resources for some battles, not for all the battles. So I think that's a very important thing. And I think it's really important to have, as I mentioned, a global mindset, a global vision, and also another point important is that there are many technologies that are settled, or they are founded in the lab space or in a more controlled scenario. I think it's important to test all that technology really early in the real conditions. I think it's important to test very early and going in improving that technologies, improving that solution in real conditions. Obviously, it's important to start with a really strong science based, but I think it's important to test that science in the real condition to learn, because this is a process. It's an iteration process that always you are learning, or you have to be learning, and will each of this stage will give you some key insights. So I think that's a really important point.
Well, thank you very much, Diego. I thought the interview was also very important for learning, and so you're sharing information with the other entrepreneurs from GreenTech in the region. And congratulations on what you're doing, and of course the fundraising and the growth stage. And wish you luck for you and Botanical Solution in the growth path now. So thank you very much for the opportunity to have you here with us.
Thank you, Tiago. It was a pleasure. And well, you can have my contact if you want. Our webpage is botanicalsolution.com.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.